All right, that's gonna do it for Vanguard Warzone, boys. Can't do it. It's impossible to see people foliage. Uninstall. Yes, uninstall the game. Yo, what's going on, guys? Courage here, bringing you another video here today. And as of about 7 minutes ago, I uninstalled Warzone, what I expect to be for the indefinite future. This video here is why I uninstalled. I think I'm just going to tell Swpah to edit some gameplay over it, but I just wanted to come on here and just talk. I don't have a script for this. I just wanted to talk and vent for a second. So when the new map came out for Warzone, I was hoping that that was going to be what reignites my love for Warzone. The reason why I didn't love Warzone as much was that, again, it gets stale after a few hundred wins. There's really not much more there is to do. Our banter main squad was kind of starting to play some different games. It was broken up a bit. My hope, though, for when Caldera came out was that it was going to be what makes me fall back in love with Call of Duty. It was going to make me back on the game every single day. Me, Nick, Tim, and Cloaksy do what we do best and just banter, you know, get games in with the Doc and Tim and Lupo, the YouTube squad. But when Caldera released, there was just a lot of things that I was kind of just shaking my head at, and it made me realize that maybe I just don't want it anymore. Part of why I fell in love with Warzone was because I love the gunplay in Call of Duty and the way that things feel. And I realized that the gunplay now in Call of Duty isn't just enough to get me back into the game. As I hop back onto Warzone, I faced a few cheaters on the new map already. It's been a little bit over 2 months since Call of Duty posted their "See you tomorrow" tweet, cheaters, where, you know, this is it. And it's been over 2 months since then. Yes, I know that they're slowly rolling out the anti-cheat, but you know, it's its own thing. So hopefully that comes soon, and that's great. When it comes down to Caldera itself, the loadout change really takes away from the game for me. Everyone's got UAVs and self-revives, and right now you can probably get $10,000 with about 3.5 minutes left in zone 1, which means there's close to 5 minutes nearly until you get your first loadout. 5 minutes with those Vanguard floor loot weapons is a long time. It is like Matt and I were just playing and we're talking about, like, we're dinosaur smart and how big we're brontosaurus shits. I'm not kidding. Swpah can probably find the clip. And
how big a dinosaur like
poop was,
would have been. Yeah. So
that really takes away from the speed and momentum of the game, which is one of the things that I loved about Warzone. Another thing I loved about Warzone was the helicopters. Fun to fly around, maneuverable, enjoyable. Planes in Caldera, clunky, not easy to move around on mouse and keyboard. They just feel a bit cheesy and kind of wonky, to be honest. Maybe with more updates they'll get better, but I'm personally, my mental state right now with the way I approach the game, I'm not at the point where I want to wait for those updates to come and just push myself through it. The vehicles on the map, again, also clunky. The enjoyment of Verdansk was you just get in the vehicle and fly and begin to push towards dots and get in people's faces with the loadout and the fast-paced guns. Now, due to the way that the map is, yes, there's no more tall buildings, great, but now we have more hills and rocks and different terrain, which makes it much tougher to navigate vehicles on. Also, because so much of it is steep and vertical, it also is really challenging to climb those areas with the vehicles that are in the game, the slow Berthas and the anti-air vehicle as well, and things along those lines. So again, just another sluggish decision added. Another thing is that the map has way too much foliage. I played the Warzone map at an earlier point. I won't get into more detail, but my biggest feedback was that the bushes and the little trees all have nubs at the bottom, which feel clunky to run into as a player or drive into in a vehicle. Unfortunately, those were not fixed. As well as, you go to any area where there's trees and foliage, you just stop and look. I believe that the game could do with 50 to 70% of that foliage removed to be in a better spot. Right now, Warzone already feels like, Call of Duty already feels like glorified hide and seek, right? Where how much do people complain about campers being in buildings and hiding? Well, for me right now, it's 10 times worse with being able to spot people through bushes and just out in the green foliage. And it feels like so much where if someone's just sitting still in a bush or in a very foliage-filled area, whether they use the sound to their advantage or spotting you first, returning fire is near impossible if they have a suppressed weapon, it feels like. Then you add in the audio decisions around Caldera. Currently, you just hear consistent bombers 24/7 up in the sky. The sound. The airstrikes are heard way too far, and they're very annoying. You begin to panic thinking that it's real gunfire, and it's not. So that feels strange as well. You don't really hear people around you too much due to all those sounds. So again, that's another thing that gets a little bit clunky. For me right now, it's just not what I want. I actually prefer Verdansk to Caldera, and that's really tough for me to say because I was tired of Verdansk. We had that map for almost 2 years. Hell, we fully reskinned the map. Things that I love about the difference, let's say in the Apex maps, are they are unique, but they all kind of follow a pretty similar workflow, which is what you can expect of how to be able to see people, foliage versus no foliage. The way if a map has vehicles versus doesn't, how those vehicles will traverse and feel. You know, if the map doesn't have vehicles, how do you get around? For example, the balloons on World's Edge versus the man cannons on the new Tropic map. There's just a lot of design decisions there that, in my opinion, just don't make too much sense. So for me right now, what you could expect is this. Look, I'm done being miserable on Warzone. I hate when I stream and complain a lot. It's not fair to you guys. You guys enjoy me most when I'm having fun, because that's when I'm cracking jokes, laughing, reading chat more, instead of just in my head being frustrated at the scenario I'm on. Is this the last time I'll ever play Warzone? No, I actually made a really similar video about this for Fortnite. I took a break from Fortnite, and guess what? Right now, Fortnite, I think, is the best state it's been in since Season 1, Chapter 9, when people were flying around with the combat shotguns, having a lot of fun in the slipstreams. And it was right around the launch of the World Cup, which was a really high peak for Fortnite. For me to get brought back into Warzone, here's what I'd want to see. I'd want to see Caldera with 50 to 70% less foliage. I'd want to see the audio tweaked in the map without all those ridiculous outside sounds that are distracting and bring you away from the core gameplay. I'd like to see a robust rank mode added, just like Apex Legends, that you can look forward to playing and grinding with your team, to show to my audience, the people out there, that I am in the highest level lobbies versus low skill-based lobbies where everyone's playing with their elbows. I would like Iron Trials to begin to be more prominent in regards to those competitive modes, because you can get in full-fledged gunfights and really see the skill shine through, instead of, again, glorified hide and seek, or if you get a bad RNG rotation or loadout drop, that your game could just be ruined. Many more things on top of that, but that's the base for right now. So I appreciate anyone that tuned in to watch this full video. I still have a lot of love for Call of Duty as a whole. Looking forward to working with them more in the future. I'm actually going to be casting S&D Vanguard later, which I'm really looking forward to. But for right now, I'm just done centering my content around Warzone. I've more than come to terms with that, meaning that I'm probably going to make less money or potentially lose a sponsor or two. But I can't do it. I can't do it for my mental health. It's making me dread going live. And I've now come to realize that Caldera ain't it for me. And unless there are some major drastic changes, I think I'm out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this video. I hope my thoughts made sense. Again, I did this with no script, and just did this after ending my stream about 10 minutes ago. So thank you all for the love. I love the courageous. We're going to keep on going with things that I want to do, like IRL videos, food videos, reaction videos, and from a gameplay standpoint, games that I want to play, like Halo, Apex, Fortnite, Valorant, and more. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.